You know what is more exhausting than a bad routine? It is trying to build one again and again and again and still feeling like a failure because nothing's working. A new planner, a new pen, a new app, a new this time I'm meaning energy, yet 2 weeks in and you are already skipping steps and falling behind. And then you're wondering if the problem is you. I'm a scientist and I have conducted dozens of experiments and coordinated multiple research projects and clinical trials. And I can tell you right now, the problem is not you. It's just the way that our routines are built. It's the way that they are structured. You see, most routines are built like a fantasy novel. They work in perfect conditions. You know, the ideal you, where you wake up early in your minimalist home, you stretch in the sunlight, you have no job stress, there's no traffic, you certainly have no kids yelling in the background, and your hormones are just in perfect balance all the time. But your life isn't fiction. It is unpredictable. And when real life shows up, the fantasy routine struggles. It collapses even. And then you start blaming yourself. So we are going to fix your routine like a scientist would by looking at the whole system. Number one, you are relying on willpower instead of structure. Most people think sticking to a routine is about discipline. It's not. It really isn't. It is about design. Willpower is like a battery. Use it all before lunchtime, and by dinner, you find yourself eating a family-sized bag of chips on the couch, watching Netflix and scrolling your phone all at the same time. So, consider the following. Automate what you can. Your meals, your reminders, your subscriptions. Automate it all, your decisions. Use the same grocery lists every week. Keep it in your notes app. 80% of what we eat week in, week out. The staples, those do not change for most of us. Then proceed to removing friction. The exercise mat that you want to use tomorrow morning, set it up by your bed so when you get up, it's right there for you to see, right there for you to use. The medication you keep forgetting to take, maybe set it by your toothbrush. Keep a running jot pad near the bed or on your kitchen bench so that when your brain drops one of those, don't forget to, you just write it down. You don't even try to remember it. You can capture it already. We want to build a routine that supports us, not one that we have to wrestle with and fight with and be so disciplined at every single day. Okay, problem number 2, you are designing for your best day, not for your worst day. A routine that works when everything is going right is really not a routine. I'm sure we can all agree on this fact. It's a fantasy. Real life is messy. Energy is inconsistent. Motivation is unreliable. Our hormones go in and out of fluctuation. Your routine needs to be able to survive not just your good days, but your bad days as well. Not just your perfect days, but on the days where you're sick, where you're ill, where life is just happening to you. Your routine needs to be able to hold you every single day. So instead of asking, what is my ideal routine? Try asking, what's the minimum version of my ideal routine? What can I do even on a hard day? For example, maybe don't aim to work out for 45 minutes in one day. Start with 10. If 10 feels easy on most days, especially on your not so great days, then maybe you can go longer. But 10, if you can do 10, that consistency is better than 45 minutes once a month. What we want to do is design a routine for our worst days, so that then everything else that we can do on top of that feels like a bonus, or at least feels doable. We are not fighting with ourselves for not meeting all of these checklists that we've set for ourselves every single day. Number 3, you haven't made peace with boredom. Here's the truth. Most routines die not from difficulty, but from dullness. Psychology calls it reward fatigue. We crave stimulation, and when a routine gets mundane, it gets too predictable, then we quit. Real change often comes from repetition, and growth isn't always exciting, right? It's not even supposed to be, but somehow we've made it that way. You brush your teeth and you shower every day without needing fireworks, without any glamour. No bells, no whistles. We can learn to do the same in other parts of our lives where we want to cultivate a routine. If we shift our mindset from I want to feel good about this to I want this to work, that might actually help us. Feeling good about what we do is great. It's excellent, sure. But I'm also sure we can all agree that many things that we do in our lives to function aren't necessarily fun, right? A helpful trick, though, to bring some fun into it is to create tiny doses of novelty within the structure. The same routine, but maybe a different playlist so that you are jamming to something nice or something different, right? While you are cleaning the room, cleaning the bathroom, meal prepping, exercising, reading the book, whatever you're trying to do. Same journaling habit, but maybe you're using a new app or a new notepad or a new pen, right? Same morning stretch, for example, but maybe this time by the window. We can make what we're doing slightly interesting, but don't make your whole routine depend on dopamine, because that is not a routine, that is a performance. Number 4, you are tracking the wrong kind of progress. Most of us, we track outcomes instead of tracking our actual input. We say things like, I've been working out for X amount of time, but I haven't lost any weight. I've been budgeting and budgeting, but I still don't have $10,000 saved. The problem is that we are measuring the results of a system we've just studied, and we haven't given it the time it would take to see any results. In research, we call this the lagging indicator problem. Outcomes take time to show up. They do. Inputs are what we can control today, what we can do today. So instead of asking ourselves, why haven't I changed yet? Why haven't I done this yet? Maybe we can consider asking, did I show up for my system, for my routine today? Did I show up for myself, for my future self today? Instead of kilos lost, maybe we can count how many meals we prepped at home, how many meals we had at home this week. Instead of focusing on how much debt is left, maybe we can focus on how much or how many times we did a transfer to our savings or, to pay off the debt. Track input, celebrate input. Those are the things that we can actually do. The outcome will eventually catch up. But the things we can do, let's do more of them. Number 5, you think falling off means starting over. You miss a day and you're thin, and this voice in your head says, see, I knew that you wouldn't commit, you wouldn't do it, I knew you wouldn't stick with it. And now you're starting again next Monday or next month or next year or maybe never even. That all or nothing mindset is one of the biggest killers of consistency. Listen, even computers have their downtime. If you stop and pause or miss a day or you fall ill or you change plans, it's all fine. It is all fine. The goal of a routine isn't perfection. It is to return to the routine, return to the walk, return to the journaling, return to the meal prep or meal plan, return to the lecture notes, return to the thing that you were trying to build. Even if you do so badly, even if you skip parts. This is how we stick to a routine. It's by returning every time we step away. And if you need help building that out, watch this next video here. I will see you there. Bye.